Organisers were planning to go ahead with Plett Rage from today, even after the Ballito festivities were cancelled earlier this week. But it was not to be. Organisers say too many attendees had tested positive before making their way to Plettenberg Bay. The event required each ticket holder to undergo a PCR COVID test before heading to the coast. Fewer than 1,000 matriculates were set to attend, but now the event couldn't be sure if enough will be able to show up. Nobesuthu Hejana is in Plettenberg Bay. Let's find out what's going on over there. Nobesuthu, thanks a lot for joining us. There was a little bit of concern that despite the cancellation, the matriculants could still show up and be ready to party, throw their own little get-togethers.
Certainly, Tabs. In fact, when I spoke to them yesterday, they were telling me that it's quite unfortunate that they were told a day before, while many of them had already made their way here, and they were telling us that, well, since that is cancelled, there are activities like the flashbacks that normally takes place here, so they're looking forward to those events, but they were also concerned about whether they will be refunded, because some of them were telling me that in fact they spent 3.5 on those tickets, and of course there's accommodation fee that they need to pay, so they were not really happy about that. But I'm now joined by a local, Miss Verona here. Verona, you were telling me that usually this time of the year, when Rage festivals do happen, it's usually buzzing here.
Yes, it normally does, but now it's like it's that. You can't really say there's any Rage kids here in Plett. And I mean, they can still do that, and it's bad for like the day before to cancel it. So now the kids are here, the parents have spent a lot of money on them. So, I mean, come on. I think personally, for business-wise, it's not good for Plett. So the kids can go on as long as they take their precautions not to get affected by the virus.
And one of the things that was said was because of the increasing positive cases that were recorded. So from a local or an elder side, do you understand where that cancellation came from? Obviously, you do touch on the fact that they shouldn't have cancelled on probably the last day or a day before, because those kids are still here.
Yeah, and I think that it is bad, yeah, it is, but for me personally, like I read all the messages, the group's messages. Why didn't they do it before the time? I mean, you can't come and just cancel something, and something so big that the kids were looking forward to. So.
And obviously you work in a business sector here, there's a shops, and do you think this will impact business? Because obviously you two were looking forward in hosting these matriculants.
Yeah, I mean, and like normally they come in here into our shop, they come and buy small stuff just to keep them busy, to keep them entertained. So yeah, that will be a loss, you see. So business-wise, it is bad for Plett. Now, we already lost a lot of business due to COVID, and now we've got this, and they stop it, they cancel it right just before the day.
Thank you very much. Well, Taps, we also heard from a taxi driver yesterday, who was telling us that they were also caught off guard because they had expected to be transporting the Ragers from the event and to their accommodation, but because of the plans or the event being cancelled, so now they will be losing on some of the money that they had budgeted for, on how much they would make from this Rage festival.
All right, Nobesuthu, thank you so much for bringing us that story. I think a lot of the times we consider Rage and we think about just a group of kids having a good time, but it does have serious ramifications for the economy of Plettenberg Bay. Nobesuthu will bring us more from Plett throughout the day.